finished, guys. I'm finished. Now, this is all about making myself credible in your eyes again, and I'm gonna do that by admitting that evolution is a lie!
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're tracing the evolution of the longest-running live-action sitcom in American history. Over the course of 20-plus years, our beloved yet irredeemable gang has endured as a staple of our screens. So, as a satire, how has It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia adapted to the changing cultural landscape while still staying true to itself? Have they peaked?
Peaked, D? Let me tell you something. I haven't even begun to peak.
Origins, development, and season 1. If you ask any seasoned Always Sunny fan their favorite season of the show, their answer is unlikely to be season 1.
Could you guys try to not be weird?
What is that supposed to mean?
It was obvious that the gang was finding their footing. The show's tone and characterization had yet to be solidified, and it showed. Even still, from the very beginning, the series cemented itself as a satire, and a widely offensive one at that. The pilot episode, The Gang Gets Racist, aims to tackle both race and sexuality to the very extreme.
Oh, okay, first of all, that's rude, and that has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
That's exactly what you're talking about.
Now, we don't want to over-intellectualize what It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia has ever been trying to achieve. As creators Charlie Day, Glenn Howerton, and Rob Mack have themselves claimed, their own grasp on the concept of satire was tenuous in the early days.
No, we were happy, but then Dennis had an experiment, and he wants to go back to normal after the experiment.
I mean, we had the little experiment. Why do you keep saying it like that?
While we think they should give themselves a bit more credit, they make a fair point. Season 1 leans heavily into the shock value of its subject matter, clearly unconcerned with how their approach might be interpreted by a wider audience.
Mac? Stop talking.
In terms of character development, Caitlin Olsen was cast as Dee Reynolds after the original pilot had been filmed.
Are you joking?
No, it's not a joke.
Once FX had officially ordered a season of the show, the original actress in the role and Mac's girlfriend at the time, Jordan Reed, was coldly booted, and Olsen was hired in her place. And before she stepped into the role, Sweet Dee was an earnest nickname. Dee was imagined as a level-headed straight man character to counterbalance the depravity of her male counterparts.
Come stand next to me then.
Why? So she doesn't think I'm creepy.
Well, you're creepy.
I realize this. That's why I need you.
All right, let's go.
When Olsen became aware of this, she turned down the role, but ultimately returned when Mac reassured her that the character would be rewritten to better suit her comedic sensibilities. We'd argue that this crucial shift in Dee's character unbound Always Sunny from any seemingly obligatory moral center, allowing the characters to cross the line and go to extremes in ways they likely wouldn't have otherwise.
And we also have a social responsibility to keep teenagers from drinking.
I guess.
Well, I don't know about that, though.
Oh,
Mac, no.
We won't delve too deeply into production details. We do have 2 decades worth of content to cover, but it bears acknowledging that Day, Howerton, and Mac created the series out of virtual obscurity.
Maybe we should look at this whole thing from a different angle.
Howerton even claims that when they filmed their first pilot, he wasn't considering the possibility that they would go on to sell it to a network. He just thought it was funny. And when you watch or rewatch the first season, it feels evident that the gang had nothing to lose, but everything to prove.
What you're doing is sick and wrong. What are you, living out some sad fantasy of yours?
The gang's unabashed approach to such shocking situations and themes could have easily spelt its demise. Who wants to watch 4 idiots wave guns around, falsify cancer, and claim to envy victims of abuse? Well, in 2005, people did. Bush's America, we suppose. And with a concept vague enough to adapt, and standout moments funny enough to attract initial viewership, Always Sunny was picked up for a second season, and as we now know, over 15 more to follow.
Oh, this is pathetic! You guys are pathetic!
Satire and parody. Before we dig into the text, or episodes, we want to quickly define a few key terms.
I just don't get it.
What's not to get? Come to Philly for the crack. It has a picture of the Liberty Bell on it.
Yeah,
it's
but
funny and original.
It's not fun. How's it funny and original?
When we call It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia a satire, we're addressing that the intention of its humor is most often designed to mock ignorance or misconceptions regarding an idea. Through satire, the method is to become the object of criticism in an ironic way. So, through the gang's own personal folly, we're meant to observe the shortcomings of their thinking and extremity.
Oh, D, you know what? Nobody cares about your psych or theater training.
No, Dee's right. Let's think about this. What's the one thing that Charlie never gets?
Laid.
Right, so let's find a girl for Charlie.
No, not at all what I was saying.
When we delve into parody, there is still a subject being made fun of, but in a slightly lower brow fashion. Parody is the act of literally copying a text and adding a new spin or layer of context to it. It typically offers less nuance and often requires a lower lift of engagement from an audience. This isn't to say that parody can't also be satirical, or that it's inherently unintelligent. We love you, Weird Al. But generally, satire is a sharper, more critical art form.
It's not gonna work. You can't just do that.
Well, what do you want to do?
In a 2011 interview, Rob Mack expressed his fears regarding the show's ability to maintain a counterculture status, which he believed was crucial to producing quality satire. He later unpacked this comment on Hot Ones.
We're satirizing hypocrisy and culture, and I don't think we get it right 100% of the time. In fact, if you do, then you're probably not pushing as far as you need to. So we're always right out on the edges and on the fringes, some would say of good taste, and they're right.
With this all in mind, let's dig into how Always Sunny's comedic approach shifted over time, for better or for worse. To properly cover the scope of the sheer mass of episodes we could possibly discuss, we'll be breaking the seasons up into what we feel are 3 distinct eras of the iconic series' run.
I think it's a great idea.
I'm sorry?
I think it's really smart.
Seasons 2 to 7, creating a canon. With Danny DeVito's Frank Reynolds now aboard the cast, fears of low viewership from the network could subside.
I had something very important to tell you.
Oh, really? What could be so important? Couldn't just wait till the morning.
DeVito arguably saved the show in more ways than one, from simply drawing eyes to the relatively unknown sitcom, to elevating the possibilities of the gang's antics to new heights. Frank, introduced as Dennis and Dee's father, quickly sheds any presumptive parental expectations within the structure of the cast. In his first appearance, Frank teams up with Charlie to get as much attention at the strip club by whatever means necessary. From this point on, it's clear that his depravity meets, if not exceeds, the rest of the gang's.
I think I know how we can really up our game at the strip club.
How?
Who gets more respect and admiration in this country than war heroes?
Athletes,
Yeah, that's true, but after that?
rock stars,
Yeah, also true, but after that, Frank?
actors,
Yeah, right.
models.
Yes.
In these initial seasons, the series had solidified an early status as a pure satire. As a case study, Season 2's Dennis and Dee Go on Welfare both exemplifies their comedic approach and marks a point where the gang began to hit their stride.
We got big dreams, Mac. We're gonna go follow them.
You guys have nothing without this bar.
Don't worry about us, Mac. We'll be just fine.
Dennis and Dee quit Patty's to follow their dreams, but when they realize that unemployment pays better than the bar, they go off the deep end. This episode had extreme, confrontational subject matter akin to Season 1, but each character is more thoroughly defined, and each role in the gang's dynamic feels considered.
What the hell is this?
Living the dream, bro.
I thought you two were out looking for careers or something.
We are, man. We're just getting a little bit of assistance to help us out over the hump.
In terms of the larger context of this episode, using unemployment programs as the inciting incident grounds us in a complicated reality. While we are obviously not meant to learn anything from the gang's actions, the episode lays out an issue that many Americans have faced. In some circumstances, unemployment can be more lucrative than employment.
I want that welfare, Dennis.
We do, so do I.
No, you don't understand. I got a taste of my dream. I can't go back. I gotta get to Broadway, and welfare's the key.
This was the case in 2006 and has continued to be an issue in the following decades, particularly during and following the pandemic. When dissecting the formula that has made Always Sunny near eternal, many of everyday political problems that the series has commented upon have unfortunately persisted alongside its 20-plus year run. This fact makes episodes like Dennis and Dee Go on Welfare feel timeless, despite being shot on a Panasonic camcorder.
Children! With me. What's all the fighting about?
Did you tell them that they could have our jobs?
Why don't we go on inside where it's nice and warm and we can settle this like a family?
By season 4, the series started taking some bigger swings.
Trust us when we tell you that Patty's Pub played an extremely important part in history.
This might be a hot take, but this season could potentially be the most iconic, consistently strong of the show overall. But you can argue with us in the comments about that. At the time, some Sunny purists took issue with The Gang Cracks the Liberty Bell, an episode that transports the gang to 1776.
I saved you from being burned at the stake for being a witch.
You're the one who accused me of being a witch in the first place, Dennis.
Well, what's done is done. That's all in the past now.
The plot of the episode exists within a story the gang tells a historian in an attempt to deem Patty's a landmark. But even with that framing device keeping the events of the episode in universe, many fans felt it was a few steps too far outside of the world they'd come to love. And if we're talking big swings, season 4's finale is probably its best known, and perhaps most beloved episode, The Nightman Cometh.
What you doing, buddy?
I wrote a musical.
Huh? You wrote a musical?
Why did you do that?
Just to write a musical. Why? Does there have to be a reason? I don't think so.
A musical episode, and in our humble opinion, an even larger plot departure than Liberty Bell. All of this to say, regardless of public opinion, this season establishes that Always Sunny is far from a one-trick pony in terms of its ability to successfully expand the boundaries of their storytelling. Laying this groundwork early gave Day, Howerton, Mac, and the rest of the creative team even more freedom to take the series in unexpected directions.
I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Seasons 5 through 7 continue to deliver instant classics. The Dennis System, A Very Sunny Christmas, and Charlie McDennis, The Game of Games, to name a few, have all remained in the cultural consciousness as some of the defining episodes of the series.
I don't think I wrote that. You definitely wrote this one, Charlie. Who else would have written this?
I'm not remembering that. I don't think I wrote that one.
Of course you did!
This canon becomes the foundation that the rest of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia derives from, and eventually may come to rest its laurels on. Seasons 8 to 12, self-reference and adaptation. With 7 seasons in their back pocket and a growing fan base, Always Sunny had to innovate while still delivering on the standard of quality it had been known for.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna solve the trash crisis.
Oh!
Luckily for them, they had created an almost airtight dynamic and had the flexibility to put the gang in almost any situation they could conceive of. While we've already established ourselves as The Gang Cracks the Liberty Bell apologists, we think there's a line as to how far the gang can take us outside of their world before becoming a parody of itself. A line that we start to approach here.
I'm tired of people telling me what I can't do.
In seasons 8 through 12, many of the episodes start to exist outside of the Patty's formula.
He raised them, but he didn't sire them. Now, he may have sired him, we're not exactly sure, but they do live together in squalor.
And as the risks they took began to increase, at the same time, the tone of the episodes began to feel increasingly more self-referential as well. This isn't to say that there's a quality drop-off at this point, because there are lots of standout episodes to be highlighted in this era. But in regards to the series' evolution, compared to the previous batch of seasons, there's a noticeable movement towards the absurd, the parodic, and towards borrowing from its own canon as much as it attempts to expand it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You sacrifice, you put the work in. That's right. You earn that car. Right.
What we feel marks this shift is season 8's The Gang Recycles Their Trash.
I feel like you guys have done something like that before.
This episode essentially serves as an homage to the entire series up until this point, recycling dialogue and bits from former standout episodes. Done improperly, this episode could have felt hacky or like pointless fan service, but instead, Sunny delivered us a clever, self-aware, and dare we say, anti-clip show of an episode.
I did not picture this guy getting recycled back into the mix.
Through both form and content, we see that the team wanted us to understand that they recognized their own limitations. How many more social or political issues can they comment on in new ways before they come full circle? How many more schemes can the gang cook up before they begin to run out of ideas? Perhaps intentionally, perhaps in hindsight, this episode serves as a clear inflection point in the direction of the show.
I think this might actually work.
See, all we have to do is learn from our mistakes and then work together.
In Season 9, we have a handful of episodes that hinge upon previous plot lines or repurpose ideas they have already explored.
I mean, the whole gun thing, it just makes me really hot.
Yeah, well, it's a hot issue, and I'm getting hot about it, too.
This is good. We're all hot at the same time.
Namely, Gun Fever 2, Still Hot, The Gang Makes Lethal Weapon 6, and The Gang Squashes Their Beefs. All partially require some understanding of the lore to fully appreciate. However, the Season 9 episode we want to hone in on is The Gang tries desperately to win an award.
In the past, our group has not paid you any attention. But now we are prepared to pay you what you deserve in attention, if you get my drift.
While we're familiar with Always Sunny's inclination to comment on society at large, this episode is pointing directly towards its own critical reception. More specifically, its lack of awards recognition. The episode shows the gang's reluctance and ultimate inability to adopt the strategies that seem to gain other shows' accolades. And their final message to the voting academy is quite clear.
He's got a mean bite. Now he's ready to fight.
In this case, Sunny is at the point where they're able to leverage their popularity in a way that's both self-referential and satirical.
We're good at what we do.
Yeah.
We do our own thing, and we're good at
You know,
it.
I don't need their validation.
No.
That's exactly right.
No, I'm happy with us.
But as the show continues, the episodes feel less like the world of Sunny is being used as the satirical blueprint, and more like external current events are leading the direction of the content.
All right, why don't you tell me where you were that night? Well, it was actually a pretty average Friday night for me. Watched a movie with my roommate Mac at our apartment, and then went over to the bar for a couple drinks.
Season 12's Making Dennis Reynolds a Murderer is an obvious, we're saying it, parody of the true crime genre. While still character-driven, it feels less original, drawing heavily from pop culture and fan theories surrounding Dennis's years of indiscretions and questionable behavior.
Dennis, you're my son. I know you. I know your character. I know the type of person you are. That's why I know you definitely didn't do it. Be honest with me. Talk to Daddy.
What the hell is this, Frank?
While we're on the subject of fan theories, the question of Mac's sexuality comes to the forefront in the next episode. In the early seasons, Mac is vehemently homophobic. It then becomes a running joke that Mac is not out about being gay, which eventually leads to his character officially coming out in Hero or Hate Crime. As the creators have revealed, this was a retroactive decision. Season 1 of Sunny never pictured Season 12 Mac as a gay man.
For some reason, he thinks that I'm gay, and that is why he called me the F word, which makes him a bigot.
Oh, wait, catch me up here. Now, you're not gay?
Obviously not.
For some, it's easy to write this off as a woke move or as some means of undoing their past wrongs. If you ask us, well, this is our video essay, isn't it? The issue doesn't lie in the choice to embrace Mac's sexuality. However, after releasing the tension within his character, there seems to lack a direction in how Mac's newfound self-acceptance would function comedically within the plot. All of these creative choices lead us into the most current era of Always Sunny, where the social and political landscape become more significant players in the show's development than ever before.
No, I think I'm out now. Yeah, I'm gay. Actually feels pretty good. See you guys.
Season 13 and onwards, a new era. From 2017 forward, the series just feels different. The production value is noticeably higher, and given the cast's success, they themselves look higher value as well.
Congrats, Mac. It looks really good.
Good job.
This in itself is challenging at times, as we're meant to believe that the gang are the same low-class Philadelphia crew that they're still meant to be portraying. They're rich people now, and they look like it. Right before Season 12 began, Glenn Howerton expressed a sentiment that may have been right on the money. He feared that Sunny was overstaying its welcome. Besides his concerns about the quality of the show, he also desired to spread his wings and take on new creative projects. So in Season 13, he took a step back from the show, appearing only in select episodes as a recurring character as opposed to a lead. And obviously his absence was felt.
It's all right, because I got a new plan.
In season 13, none of the episodes, aside from the finale Mac Finds His Pride, are written by any members of the core creative trio, which arguably gives the season a kind of fan fiction vibe.
This is serious, okay? The future of Patty's depends on us completing this seminar. You guys should be really worried.
It also leans hard into absurdity and meta-comedy more than ever before, with The Gang Does a Clip Show, as a notable departure in style. In another attempt to mock the long-held sitcom tradition, the gang collectively reminisces on past highlights from the show. Ultimately, they deliver an Inception parody where they are able to link and alter their memories.
Dennis, we're in your head, aren't we?
Yeah. No, why would we be in my head? Why not?
Conceptually brave, but extremely on the nose, as they literally reference Inception within the episode itself. In what was a creative effort to come off as self-aware, instead feels mistrusting of its lifelong fans to be in on the joke. The bridge from satire into parody has been crossed, and we fear there's no going back.
Thank God we're back to normal.
Thankfully, Howerton returned full-time from season 14 forward, which revived hope in the future of the show.
Let's keep the trap simple.
Yeah, well, don't call it a trap, because that's not romantic.
Yeah, I'm sure for Dennis it's a trap.
But aside from Dennis's sporadic involvement, season 13 is notable in terms of the cultural moment it takes place in the midst of. This season is the very first to air in the Trump era, and it's apparent that Sunny felt the need to make their political agenda loud and clear. It seems as if the team recognizes that earlier seasons may have been criticized for their offensive content, and as such, adjusts their approach to satire to be more partisan.
It is what it is!
Issues discussed in more recent episodes, diversity, sexual harassment, global warming, to name a few, are higher stakes conversations than ever given the political climate. And so any nuance in exploring them comedically can be misconstrued by an audience expecting to see the gang take a side. We can't blame Always Sunny for making measured adjustments as the times change, but it does beg the question: if the original confronting Sunny-style satire is no longer possible, then what does the gang have left to tell us? What are we still hanging on to?
It's a classic alpha move. Oh my God, it is?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
In more recent years, Always Sunny has done its best to return to its core principles however possible.
You want me to walk him through it?
Charlie.
Yeah, you...
Shut up, Charlie. You don't understand any of
That's
this.
not true, dude.
Howerton, Day, and Mac have more episode writing credits in season 14 forward, and their personal touches really do make Sunny feel, well, Sunny. Despite the challenges of maintaining a successful sitcom for 20 plus years, and despite all of the valid critiques we've leveled towards it, it's truly astounding to witness a comedy series mature alongside a changing world. Whether you appreciate the direction of the latter seasons or not, no one could claim that they've ever been complacent. And ironically, that's actually what we'd hope from the gang themselves. We want to see them stubborn, unwilling to learn or adapt, steadfast in their ignorance. Maybe we're the ones who need to learn our lesson.
Sometimes things just sort of end.
So, has It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia peaked? Or have they not even begun to peak? Let us know in the comments.
You haven't peaked. You haven't even begun to peak, but you're gonna peak today.